Good day, lovely people. Welcome back once again to my channel. Today we'll be looking at sequence problem. Here we have an arithmetic sequence problem here. They're slightly different from the normal ones. They are telling us that if we have p as the first term, 2p plus 2 as the second term, 5p plus 3, they form the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence. We should figure out the value of p. We should get the sequence, we should get the 49th term, and which term will be equals to 100.5. Now, what do? First thing, what is the major property of an arithmetic sequence? We know that the major property of an arithmetic sequence is that it has a common difference. So we can plug in p here and start solving because it won't give us a number. So we go back to the major property of this, which is common difference. And that common difference can be determined if we subtract t2 minus t1. It must be equals to t3 minus t2, which must be equals to t4 minus t3, and so on and so forth. So it's tn minus 1 equals to tn. It goes on and on. So once we can validate this, it means that our sequence is arithmetic. So let's go through this. Now, what do? We take the terms given. We are given term 1, term 2, and term 3. And term 2 is 2p plus 2 is it minus, remember term 2 minus term 1 minus p must be equivalent to term 3 minus term 2, which is 5p plus 3 minus term 2, which is, please always put this in brackets if they have more than one term, so that it doesn't change the sign. Because if you don't put it in the bracket, you may have ended up allocating negative 2 to only 2p, whereas it belongs to everything. Now let's simplify this. 2p minus p is p, so this gives us p plus 2 equals to 5p minus 2p is 3p. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now we can collect like terms. If I take this over here, 3p minus p is 2p, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, so our p is a half. Our p is a half. So this gives us the value of p. This gives us the value of p. Now, let's go on and answer the next question. Next question is asking us if p is half, then we should figure out the sequence. The first one, remember the sequence is p. 2p plus 2, and then 5p plus 3. Now, if p is half, it means that our first term is half. Our second term is 2 times half is 1, plus 2 is 3. Our third term is 5 times half is 5 over 2. Plus 3. 5 over 2 is 2.5 plus 3 is 5.5, which is 11 over 2. So this forms the sequence 11 over 2. Remember, this is not our common difference, but we use the common difference formula to get the value of p. Now the next question is asking us if we've gotten p and we've gotten the term, what will be our 49th term of the sequence? What will be our 49th term of the sequence? Now let's look at this. Remember that the general formula for every linear or arithmetic number pattern is a plus n minus 1 d. This is the general formula for figuring out this general term. So we need the general term. Someone will say, let's go and count on and count on that it works faster to use the general term, where A represents our term 1 and D represents our common difference. D represents our common difference. So we will use this formula to figure out. Now, let's go on here. First of all, let's get our common difference. Remember, we got P as half, so our common difference is term 2. Term 2 is 3 minus term 1. Is it equivalent to term 3, which is 11 over 2, minus term 2, which is 3. Now look at 3 minus 1 over 2 is 2.5. and 11 over 2, 11 over 2 is 5.5, minus 3 is also 2.5. So our common difference is 5 over 2. Now let's plug it in. Let's plug it in the general formula. Our general formula is Tn is A plus n minus 1g. Now, our general formula will be A, which is our first term, half, plus n minus 1, and our common difference is also 5 over 2, or 2.5. Now, this is the general term that we can use to figure out any term in the sequence. It is very important that we understand that this general formula can even give us term 1 million. It can even give us term 1 million of this. So what do we do? They are asking for term 49. So we plug in 49 for n. So we have half plus 49 minus 1 divided by 5 over 2. And that should give us our 49th term. So we have 48 times our answer is 120 and a half. 120.5, which is 120 and a half. That is our 49th term. And let's look at the last question here. The last question is asking us if Tn is equals to 100 and a half, which term number is 100 and a half in the sequence. What do we do? Plug in this. Tn is 100 and a half, plug in 100 and a half. This is 201 over 2 equals to half plus n minus 1 into 5 over 2. This is what we now simplify to get us the answer. Now, let's go on. 100 and a half. If I collect like that, okay, let's simplify this before collecting like that. This is plus 5 over 2n minus 5 over 2. So let's quickly go through this. This is 100 and a half, and we have half so we have 102. We have 102 and a half equals to 5 over 2n. 102 and a half equals to 5 over 2n. So we have 102 divided by 5 over 2. So n is equals to 41. Remember, your n must be a positive integer before you know that you've done the right thing. N cannot be a fraction, it cannot be a negative value. It's like having the number of people, number of cars. Those things cannot be negative fractions or decimal. So n in this case is 41. So this is how we work around arithmetic sequence. Please remember to ask questions, subscribe, share. I will see you. Have a blessed day.